Hey guys, welcome to another lesson of Pro Teaches Noob. Today I have with me Bianca.
Hey y'all, what's it going? What's it happening?
And I'm still at my parents' house and I'm doing this recording, so if you hear the dogs or anything, that's why. But today we are continuing going over Booster Gold, but in this case, we're going and Dan Jurgen is off the title for now, and instead we have the return of Giffen DeMatteis. They reunite to bring the Bwahaha back to Booster Gold. Trust me, I'm a superhero. Now you remember how they handled him in the Super Buddies. This is going to be closer to they handled him in the second mini, but even more so because they are keeping what Jurgens did into account. So they're not going to disregard it.
Okay, so that'll be an interesting.
Yep. As we open up in the middle of the 30th century, this is right during the event of the Legion of Superheroes, the Great Darkness Saga. That big event.
Which saga?
The Great Darkness Saga. That was when that was basically the first time someone outside of Jack Kirby utilized Darkseid in the story, and that was during the Legion story.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, he's trying to help all these people get out of there. Things are going to hell. Like, come on, kid, move it. I can't. What? Why? Can I have to go to the bathroom? I really got to go to the bathroom. You've got to be kidding me.
Girl, hold it in. Or pee yourself, I don't care. Whoa!
Look at the artwork here. Now, please don't yell. Oh gosh, I'm sorry. I don't know what's wrong with me. Raising my voice to a sweet little girl like you. Do you think that just maybe I'm a wee bit tense because Darkseid transformed the entire population of Daxam into super-powered slaves? Yeah, that's what he did during that story. And they're carpet bombing the planet with heat vision in order to literally reshape it in his image? Now you're being sarcastic. Maybe a little. Okay, Ruby. Down. But yeah, they're running over there, meets up with we don't have time but I really have to go. Hold it in. I can't. Of course you can. Hey, did you just pee on me? Maybe a little. And I've got to poop too. Think I'll just put you down here for a minute. Oh no. Why are you all stopping? Did you find the bathroom? Not exactly. Well, major idiot, what do we do now? First of all, when I told you to call me major idiot before, I was being sarcastic. You do that a lot, huh? Second of all, shut up so I can think. Basically, they started to climb their way down. They're meeting with this one doctor lady who's very, nice. Like, Mommy says it's not, we'll make it. I swear I will. Mommy says it's not nice to swear. Where is your mommy, sweetie? She died when I was 3, and my dad died before I was born. Then who are you here with? Foster parents. They're back in the hotel. Told me to take a hike and let them sleep, or they'd let me have it. And now they're probably up there somewhere buried in the rubble. I don't understand any of this. What's happened to the people of Daxam, and why have we been transformed along? And why haven't we been transformed along with them? I think Darkseid's mojo only works on the natives. How do you know all this? Well, I'm kind of sort of student of history. History. Oh, yeah, this is the lady saying all this.
Oh.
yeah, because I realized that. So she's muttering to herself, like, and now they're probably buried up there. So she was muttering that. Ruby, stop it. But yeah, basically they're interacting, everything. A lot of huge dialogue. You remember that from Giffen DeMatteis, right?
Yeah.
But eventually,
I remember.
A whole bunch of chit chat, but then, Emerald Empress of the Legion of Villains, the Fatal Five. Do you remember that from the Justice League movie? The Justice League versus the Fatal Five?
I didn't see it.
Ah, you'd like
Not
it.
Yet.
Sit.
Okay, I'm sitting.
Hold on a second.
Oh, you probably didn't hear my joke. Why do I have a hole in my sock? What the frick? I've had these socks for years.
Give him a treat and they'll leave me alone. Been liking the artwork? Chris
Everything else seems good. I don't like the artwork for specifically Booster Gold.
For Booster? Too square jawed?
Maybe. I don't know. His hair's kind of wonky too.
All right,
Oh my gosh, what did they do to her teeth?
big
They're
smile.
so cute.
But yeah,
Oh
basically,
my gosh.
yeah, he's trying to play it up as like, please don't kill me. I'll do anything. What is this moron doing? And there are some desires that even the eye cannot fulfill. Would you be willing to? Of course. I just want to live. I just want to. Sorry, you're not my type. But you most certainly are my type. Blonde, muscular, strong legs. Yum. You really don't want to get too close to a guy like me. I'm totally superficial. Not a brain in my head. Handsome and dumb. A delicious combination. And I've got more social diseases than you could. Wait, what is that? A Legion flight ring? It's not the real deal. Just a cheap knockoff that I bought from Walmart. I find your sense of humor refreshing. Most of those Legionnaires are so self-righteous and unbearably dull. Oh, but you, yum, yum, yum. Look, Empress, don't get me wrong. I like a good roll in the hay as much as the next guy, and God knows I've attracted my share of mentally unstable women, but we're in the middle of a major intergalactic kerfuffle here. The whole planet's being torn apart. Darkseid's on the loose. Darkseid, never heard of him. Well, then just take my word for it. We could all die any second. That includes you. If we put aside our differences and join forces, then if this Darkseid wants to reduce Daxam to ashes, and I say let him. You say what? You know how she says I? That's what she always says. I spelled EYE.
Okay, got it.
Yep. But eventually he punts it, and come on, Ronnie. But what about Booster? He'll be fine after all. He's the greatest hero we've never heard of. I really got to retire that line. And to think I was ready to grant you pleasures beyond imagining. I'll try to contain my crushing disappointment. But as soon as he flies off, oh look, blonde beefcake's trying to move the combat away from you poor innocent bystanders. Does he really think no one's tried this trick on me before? The eye can easily deal with our dim-witted legionnaires while I deal with all of you. Uh-oh!
Oh.
Okay, that's scary when you have a villain who's actually that smart, right?
Yeah. We love smart villains.
But yeah, he's flying around dealing with it, and then all of a sudden, no! What has he done? My eye! Don't cry, Gen X. Everything's going to be okay. And guess what? I don't have to go anymore. Oh, no, look at the blood on her, and then look at everyone else. Oh, geez.
It's so weird. Is the blood green?
No.
It's not?
No.
Oh, okay. I guess it just makes my eyes bleh.
What happened here? I didn't think she was capable of. I didn't. Booster. Ronnie, what? We gotta go. Booster, that Empress lady might come back. Ronnie, are you right? Are you? Yeah, Genix, she took care of me, but I don't think she's feeling good. Ronnie, I'm sorry. I was sure that once I got the eye out of here, you'd all be. I keep trying to cheer her up, but she won't listen to me. Because I'm a kid, I guess. Would you talk to her, Booster? She likes you. She's gone. It must be the Empress lady. She's back, and she's got Genix, and she's going now. She's going to get us. No one's going to get us, kid. No one. And no one's hurting Genix either. Not as long as. What is it? Don't look, Ronnie. Promise you won't look. Genix committed suicide. It was too much for her.
Oh.
Am I going to die too? No. So basically, they head on out there, and Booster Gold, Raiders of the Lost Toilet. Great. Now I find a bathroom. Ruby! Stop it! But yeah, they meet up there. They meet up with with Rip. He's all patched up and everything, and he's basically saying like, "Spare me the welcomes, Rip. Somebody didn't have their $1 coffee this morning. Hey, who's the kid? What's she? That kid is named Randy, and she's sleeping. So keep your damn voice down." So basically, yeah, they're just bringing him in, saying about the Great Darkness War. Ring a bell, Booster. When exactly did you arrive on Daxam? I arrived when the Great Rip Hunter told me to. April 8th. What? April 8th? The day takes over. Really? And you tell this is how you tell me? What in God's name were you doing on April 7th? On doing and trying to get yourself killed? No, but I'm beginning to think you were. Booster, I did not tell you to go there on the 7th. I told you to go there on the 5th. Oh, yeah? Well, look at this, Mr. High and Mighty Time Master. It's one of the post-it notes I've been leaving for so you'll remember. Read it. Don't forget Tuesday, April 5th, 3782. It does not say Tuesday the 5th. Geez, does that look like it says that? Actually, it does. That's an 8. When's the last time you had your eyes checked? Hold on. Yeah, that's a 5.
Yeah, that's a 5.
But it turns out Darksaber's got a bunch of items, and the reason why Booster went there was to get the Helmet of Fate. Otherwise, that would have been even more dangerous.
Ooh.
But yeah, so now they're wondering about what to do with him and do about Ronnie. And then we find out now, around this point, Brightest Day Justice League Generation loss was occurring. That's the story where Booster and a bunch of the other Justice League International team are dealing with Max, who just wiped everyone's memory of him from existence, with the exception of Booster and some of the others.
Aw.
Now, this is what happening. Rip remembers it now. Come the next issue, the mind wipe's already happened. Booster doesn't recall. Because apparently Max's thing affects even not just through on all of Earth, but throughout history for the time being. So even Rip won't believe it.
Oh.
Oh, and after with this cover, I love this cover as the follow-up. Ow.
Aw. It's hilarious.
Yep. Ronnie, did you draw a pony on the blackboard? If I did, would you be mad at me? What? No, of course not. So,
Yes.
yeah, I drew it. That's a relief. Thought it was some bizarre manifestation of a chronal disturbance. Huh? Ruptures in the time stream. Huh? Nice pony. Thanks, Bobby. And Boppy. Boppy? That's what I like to call my grandpa, when I was a kid. Boppy. Well, you kind of look, and you're kind of like him. Like your grandfather, except you're older. I'm not old! Don't worry, there's no relation.
Cool.
Because otherwise, Rip would know.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're seeing him dealing with a bunch of thugs, and of course, referencing what happened last issue. He's fighting him off, stops him, and okay, Ruby, that's enough. Sit. That's enough. But then he meets up with Cyborg, who is basically now. Remember, everyone forgets about Rip, about not Rip, Max. Why do I feel like there's a lecture coming? Because a lecture is what you need. Yeah, terrible, wasn't it? The way I saved the city all by myself. You handled that battle like a Brigadoon, with Brigadoon like an amateur. Must be $5 or $6 million in property damage back there. The JLA could have stopped him, and we'd have done it right. Listen, you walking iPad. I was in the league when you were still playing Teen Idols with the Titans, and I'm talking about the real Justice League, not the JLI screw-ups you ran with. Screw-ups! Screw-ups! You know what? I'm sick to death of people like you passing judgment to JLI, talking about us like we were a bunch of incompetent idiots just because we acted like real human beings instead of pompous, self-righteous super windbags. Well, let me tell you something. Those idiots put their lives on the line every day, made sacrifices, faced down dangers you couldn't imagine. Hell, I'd like to see your bunch take on cosmic maniacs like Despero and live to tell a tale. Hey, man, calm down. I will not calm down. We weren't a joke. We mattered. You think Batman would have spent all those years with us if he thought we were a joke? You think John Jones would have? And don't you talk about me about Max Lord either. You didn't know him. I did, and he wasn't a killer. After that craziness with the construct, John scanned Max's mind, looked into his heart, and he saw was a good and decent man. Whatever happened to Max, whatever turned him happened later. Why am I even bother explaining this to you? To an arrogant tin can like you. Who's Max Lord? I love that! Because that's the thing, though. The Justice League International were not jokes. They were not all. It's like, and the way they were handled, even in Super Buddies, it was more emphasizing the humor. But even in those, you gotta admit, they still dealt with some real and with some serious stuff. They still had more laughs, but it was still serious threats.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps next time you could skip the extra sugar, sir. Skeets, life really sucks sometimes. This business was Max. Basically, he's all worried about what's gone on with Max, and even says, might have taken me months to recover if Rip hadn't sent me to the 20th century hospital, but it didn't matter. Rip still had no idea who Max Lord was. Nope. Oh, hold on a second.
Look at the doggy! Look at the doggies! Oh, doggy is gone. Never seen Mother Earth find me.
Sorry about that. Had to deal with my parents. Talk to my parents. Hello?
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
No, I
But
heard.
anyway,
I good.
so Ruby, stay. But yeah, nobody. The only people who remembers are Fire, Ice, Captain, and Captain Atom, and Blue Beetle. Well, to be fair, not Blue Beetle. Kaji Da remembers and told Jaime.
Hey,
Yep. But yeah, so basically he's like he feels like he has to go back to the jail I days, find out what happened with Max, and try and figure things out. And he even says like, and Rip's actually humorous, like, fine, you can go back, but you need your old uniform.
he got some thick boots.
Is monitor duty boring you, Beetle? I wouldn't say boring, John. Dull, maybe. Monotonous, mind-numbing, but not boring. Try to stay awake for another 30 minutes, then Scott will be along to relieve you. What if I have to relieve myself? Bathroom breaks are 5 minutes, once an hour. I believe you've already used all up your allotment. Okay, but if I stay in my spandex, you're getting the cleaning bell. But night, John. Good night, Booster. Yeah. Something wrong? Do you think I'm stupid? Is that a trick question? Who are you? What? You know who I am. Booster Gold, Bay Magnet, idol of millions, and a terrible liar. Really, I always thought I was a pretty good one. The most professionary scan of your mind makes it clear that you are Booster, and yet not Booster simultaneously. Even without telepathic insight, the difference is clear. You're unmistakably older. Your hair is cut differently and thinning somewhere in the back. It is not! All
Oh.
of which leads to only one conclusion. You're from the future. Well, everyone knows that. Booster Gold, traveler from the 25th century who came to Earth's past with powers and abilities beyond those of mortal men. Our booster came from the 25th century. You're from the near future. And I think I'll just head right back there now before. Oh no. You're staying right here until I get a full explanation. Ooh, what's the matter, Goldie? Do something to piss the green giant off? This is none of your concern, guy. And I'd stay and argue with you, but I got a movie to catch. Darla does Detroit in 3D Odorama. Wanna come? Don't answer that. Get in there. So yeah, of course, like, I gotta go. Toodles. I wonder what TiVo is. Talking to yourself, John? Keep that up, John Boy. Oh, so he did, rather than going back, he just teleported.
Oh.
Is there a history of male pattern baldness in your family? What? No. Why would you even ask that? You'll find out eventually. You know, I never get used to seeing other versions of myself. He's probably just yanking my chain. Michael John Carter. Oh no, supervillain attacks her. Worse, it's Black Canary. She sounds seriously pissed off. So you're hiding in the bathroom? Aside from the fact that Dinah could probably take me apart with one hand, she's smart as a whip. One look at me and she'll know I'm gonna know I'm a doppelganger. Panicking won't do us any good, sir. Perhaps we should slam. Not nice, sir. Not nice at. Where is he, Skeets? The bathroom, ma'am. Hey, what exactly has he done to infuriate you so? What has he done? What has he done? I believe I just asked that. He knows what he's done, and he's going to pay the price. Come on, Boost and Gold, get your butt out of there before I knock the door down and drag you out. You miserable lowlife perv. Can't hear you in the shower, extremely naked, so don't come in. What did I do to make her so mad? I can't remember. Can you believe this? Unfortunately, yes. He gets an interview to a major magazine, makes up a story about the two of us spending the night in some sleazy motel in Anaheim, and even goes into detail about all the disgusting things we allegedly did together. Oh, God, the max of interview. No wonder I couldn't remember. They took me out to dinner at a fancy restaurant, and even though I told them I didn't drink, they started shoving margaritas into me. After a couple hours, I was ready to say anything. If he ever pulls a stunt like this again, I'll kill him! Is she gone? For now, sir. You know, Skeets, maybe you can't go home again. I mean, the person I was back then, he had a lot of growing up to do, to say the least. Let's just find the proof we're looking and get out of here before anything else goes. Yikes! Yikes! What? Nothing. Nothing at all. I was just talking to Dinah. She was very upset, and I can't say I blame her. Yeah, well, about that, I don't want to hear any excuses, Booster. But I want your word that nothing of this will ever happen again. Truth is, Max, it will. A lot. Excuse me. I'm just saying that this incarnation of the league, they're different. We're different. Don't get me wrong. We'll do the job every time, and we'll do it and do it well. But there's going to be a lot of craziness along the way, and most of it will be good craziness if you relax a little. Loosen the old spinster. I think you'll enjoy the ride. I was beginning to think I made a mistake when I recruited you for the team, but maybe I was right after all. Good night, Booster. Yeah. Good night, Max. Skeets, talking to him just then, it was like in talking to the old Max. I could never in a million years believe that he. What am I saying? I'm starting to let nostalgia cloud my judgment. I'm going to capsize this whole mission. Maybe I should kill him right now. And as before, if you killed Maxwell Lord in this era, and the best you could hope for is the creation of a parallel timeline, which for all we know would be worse than our own. It would not affect our future in the least. Oh, okay, now they're ignoring how their own rule. Okay, that's the case where Giffen DeMatteis are ignoring the rules Jurgen's established.
Yeah, I hate when they do that because they're like, let's break the rules a bit
Well, I
because
think
I
those
think
are
it'll be
more.
more
Well, they're
interesting.
fudging. Well, it's more they're fudging the rules. But even then, they're still making the point of don't change it.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're trying to find anything to believe that there's we came from a future where there's no believable record of Max's DNA. So what's this going to prove? Nothing. Because yeah, basically even it'll be completely useless no matter what. Perhaps in an earlier time period, if we went back to Mr. Lore's childhood, we could what? Bring back one of his diapers? No, there's something here. I know there is. Then he finds the tape, a videotape that they had worked on. But unfortunately, it disappeared. If I could blush, I would. There's a little kid here who could hear every word you say. I had it. I had it right here in my hand, and now it's gone. What's gone? Max's videotape. Videotape? It was a recording of the day that just the league went international. Max used that tape as a recruiting tool. Power Girl took one look at it and pretty much joined the JLE on the spot. Well then what? Well then, it's part of the chain. Come on, Booster. You should know by now that you can't take any artifact that had a direct bearing on past events. Of course, you just weren't thinking clearly. You keep letting your basically, in other words, because of that, it went right back. Oh, geez.
Okay.
Yep. Copies are real. Isn't he, Michael? Yeah, what? Say what? Ronnie, where'd you ever hear language like that? Do you really want her to answer that, sir? No. Come on, kid. Let's go wash my mouth out with soap. And then we can draw some ponies. So what do you think about these issues so far? It's
I'm
different than
definitely
Jurgen's.
yeah, I'm definitely enjoying this a lot more
Really?
than yeah.
You were loving what we were doing before.
No, I know. I meant for this person's run.
Oh, you mean this is better than the
There,
Super Buddies? This is better than the Super Buddy stuff.
yeah. I mean
Oh,
the
definitely.
there's still a lot of talking.
Oh, yeah. So wait. So you're just saying this is better than the Super Buddies, but it's not. Is it? But how is it compared to Jurgen stuff so far?
No way near.
Nowhere near, but still, but definitely better than the Super Buddies.
Yeah.
But yeah, we open up with, they're running from whatever. As now by this point, this is Keith Giffen doing the artwork. So he's drawing it as well. Um, look, I know you're upset about this Maxwell Lord business, but first things first, Max is the first thing. He's the only thing. Until we stop him, are you forgetting something? What? Her? You brought back Little Miss You brought Little Miss Sunshine back from the future. Now what are you gonna do about it? Come on, she's a sweet kid who's lost her parents. Hell, she lost everything. If I hadn't rescued Ronnie from that craziness on Daxam, she'd be dead. And who knows how you'd screw up the timeline by saving her. It's the future, Rip, not the past. It's okay. So at least they're utilizing what Jurgen has set up. The future is a bit vaguer than the present. Remember?
Yeah. Sorry, I forgot I had myself muted and I was eating a snack.
Man up and face facts, Booster. You're a daddy now. I am not. Deal with it and deal with her. But I'm not ready to have children. You should have thought of that before you brought her here. No good deed goes unpunished. And you're walling in a pool of self-pity because Michelle, when did you get back? About 36 seconds ago. How was your trip? I'll tell you about it after you tell me who that is. Well, according to Rip, she's my daughter. Your daughter? Michael John Carter. How am I dying if I told you to use No, no, it's not what you're thinking. She's not my biological daughter. It's a long story. Condense it. I rescued Ronnie from a real miserable future, and now I gotta tell her she can't stay. Why? Are you kidding? Do I look like father material to you? Oh, please. Nobody's father material. Not until they become one. I'm an immature, narcissistic, psychologically damaged, and I have to save the universe from a murdering scumbag that most of the planet can't even remember. I don't care. You are not sending that poor little thing away. Who's sending me away? Nobody. You're staying right here forever and ever. But, hi, Ronnie. I'm Michelle, Booster's sister. His sister? Mikey never told me he had a sister. Mikey? I call him that because I think Booster's a really dumb name. I'm with you on that one, kiddo. What do you got there? Toy robot. Cool. Not really, but it's company. Been alone a lot since Mikey brought you here. Most of the time, well, Boppy's around, but he doesn't really talk to me much. Boppy? Mr. Hunter. I call him Boppy, just like I used to call my grandpa. You can tell me the truth, Michelle. Mikey's going to send me away, isn't he? You kidding? Are you kidding? My brother's crazy about you. He never sends you away. In fact, he died first. Isn't that right, Mikey? Sure, Michelle, whatever you say. See, all taken care of. Just like that. Just like that. You know, sweetie, I'm fairly new to this time period, too. Really? Uh-huh. I've been going out traveling around, getting myself familiar with it. Would you like to come with me next time? Sure would. Hey, Michelle, want to see my robot do a loop-the-loop? Look at it go. Who knew my sister was June Cleaver in disguise? Ah! So he's just doing the stuff in that, but yeah, he's going to go like, let's set the Wayback Machine. He's going to still try and figure out a way to prove about Max, that he existed. Trying, in any way to fix that. But as soon as he arrives, whoop, there's Boost and there's Beetle, which leads to them getting into a big, huge adventure. Look.
Wait, why is Michelle's why is
What?
her hair blonde?
She was always blonde.
Wait, I thought she was a brunette.
No. Michael's blonde, she's blonde. They're twins.
I could have sworn she was brunette.
It was because of the coloring on Jurgen's artwork. That's why you thought that.
Sometimes maybe they did a dirty blonde?
A dirty blonde, yeah.
Ah.
And I think also because he had so many more details in her hair compared to Giffen here. Remember, he would draw more details on the curls and everything of her hair. So I think
I honestly love this look. It's so stylized.
Yeah. But yeah, so he heads back and meets up with Ted, which but he's trying to act like the old him. May I ask what may I ask are you doing? I'm not sure. We just started banning like the old days. The next thing I knew, we have to work to do, sir. Important work. And this isn't a time for a nostalgic joyride. Don't you think I know that? Then make up an excuse and get him to turn this ship around. Look, Skees, we've really got all the time in the world. I mean, we could spend 6 months here and still be back a microsec after we left. So what's the harm? I know my way around the past, especially this past. Not like I'm going to irreparably damage the timeline. I'm more concerned with the irreparable damage you might do to yourself. I appreciate your concern about my mental and emotional health, but considering the stakes, sir, the entire future depends upon your mental and emotional health. Did you ever stop to think a few hours of fun with my oldest and dearest friend might be just what I need? Despite the evidence of your eyes, sir, your oldest and dearest friend is dead. I don't need to be reminded of that. I think perhaps you do. Now, please, sir, find a reason to excuse yourself and Skeetsy, how you doing, pal? I hardly see you these days. That's because in this benign era, Booster keeps me locked up in a box in his closet, just behind his collection of pornographic videotapes. Hey, I'd hardly called 6 tapes a collection. Anyway, they're not mine. I borrowed them from Guy. So they're visiting the Vatican as, someone attacked that. What the hell is that? Is it okay to say hell, Father? Under the circumstances, I'd say it was perfectly acceptable. But I was hoping that, given your area of expertise, the two of you could identify the creature and its rather unusual means of entry. Unfortunately, I have no record of such creature in my database. I know what it is. You do? Sure. It's Kirboid, an interdimensional drone from the planet Quatlu. Dear God, he's lying to a priest. But why would these Quatlus want that document? That's what we intend to find out, Father. So just fork over our retainer, and we'll get the job done. A Kirboid? Really? Hey, if I told them I had no clue what that creature was, we might have lost the gig. Besides, this thing will be a cinch to figure out. With Scott's help, told you 5 times I don't want any part of this. Actually, it was only 4 times. Barter and I are living a quiet life here in Bailey, and we intend to keep it that way. Life here is gentle, peaceful. Our neighbors think we're normal people. Translation: get that damn bug out of here, or I'm going to go out. I'm going outside to demolish it. You call that normal? Don't antagonize her. I actually enjoy the use of my limbs. Scott, look though, whatchamajigger that stole the book? It used some kind of teleportation tech we've never seen before. And let's face it, nobody understands tech like Mr. Miracle. Was you on board weekend? I'm Mr. Miracle when I'm on the league, which at the moment I'm not. Why don't you call Max and ask him to send Guy or Fire? Or we don't need Guy or Fire. We need you. 10 more seconds and your ship is in scrap metal. Then I start on both of you. Come on, Ted. There's no point in staying here any longer. I guess you guys want to invite us for, unless you guys want to invite us for lunch. Absolutely not. Okay, we'll go. But when the universe goes up in a ball of fire because some whack job gets his hands on this kind of, sort of, but not quite book of destiny, it's going to be on your head. Is it really one of those save the universe things? Scott, no. We always save the universe. Let someone else do it for a change. Barta, sweetheart, think about it. Do you really want to leave the fate of all creation in the hands of Blue Beetle and Booster Gold? But basically realize it's a boom tube. Now, why didn't I think of that? Because you're a moron. You ever think that I'm not actually as stupid as I pretend to be? Maybe this is just a persona I adapt to compensate for the natural insecurities that arise because I'm a man out of time living in an unfamiliar era and boom, moron. And so I take it you don't put much stock in psychology. So they follow the boom tube and, oh geez, fire-breathing dragon.
The best stuff.
That was way too close to the family jewels. Oh, for heaven's sakes, what is everyone making such a fuss about? It's just a dragon. And what? You think you're going to stroll up to it and punch it out? Yes! Boom!
Heck yeah, let's go.
You really didn't have to do that, honey. I had the situation in control. I'm sure you did, sweetheart, but sometimes you do overthink things. Not every situation has to be approached as if it was some complex death trap, but I like complex death traps. I know you do, dear, and I'm sure we'll find ourselves stuck in one before the day's over. You do? Keep out of this. Again, I do love the banter. I mean, that's the thing about these. That's one thing I will always give Giffen and DeMatteis. They really write real dialogue, don't they? Bianca?
Sorry, yes.
I said they write real dialogue, don't they? Like, like what you feel like this banter feels natural.
Yes. I've been loving this dialogue.
Yeah, but I'm just giving samples. I can't go through everything, of course.
Of course.
And to swipe the book. Are you sure? Of course I'm sure. What do I look like? An idiot? Don't answer that. And Hieronymus, the underachiever. That's the guy who did it. Once, not long ago, I was a student at n00bs University, expelled for poor grades, beneath the notice of the arrogant sorcerers and witches that polluted this enchanted world. But I have known since birth that my destiny is to rule, and now the Book of Destiny will be the tool through which I conquer all living beings in all realities. Good for you, master. It's always important to aim high. Indeed, Puppick and Pupkick. Puppick. And the less work I have to do to get there, the better. Oh God! So he's in his entitled man-child who thinks now because so yeah, he's opening it up and everything. Like yeah,
it's a Smurf.
Sort of. But yeah, he's looking at ruler of the universe, athletic check, finesse check, and then if I still haven't succeeded. Well, there's always a civil service job. Not very challenging, I know. So in other words, he's either going to try and take over the universe or go for a civil service job. So eventually, look at all those arrows. But force field. Uh-oh, we're all gonna die. No, we will live. We will fight and we will triumph. And then, once we're home and safe and secured, I'm gonna kill you both. Ha! That's what you think. You doubt me? And not in the least. This time I'm pretty sure the mob's gonna tear us limb from limb. Meanwhile, what's that? Something I've outgrown. Did you gain weight? No, sweetie.
No.
I, I didn't outgrow it that way. It's just I don't need it anymore. But it's just like Mikey's suit. Exactly. And for a while it served its purpose as a kind of security blanket, I guess. But now, well, I'm more comfortable in my own skin. And that I don't have to run around looking like one of the Wonder Twins. So away it goes, and then away we go. Where? Shopping. I think we could both use a new wardrobe. And maybe we can take it in a movie afterwards. But uh-oh, she's looking at the outfit.
But it's not gonna magically fit her.
No, it won't.
Okay.
Tell me the truth, Scott. Does she ever make you feel, I don't know, emasculated? Why would she? Well, there's the fact that she's bigger, stronger, more macho than you are. Bigger and stronger? Absolutely. But and when you know Barta, the way I do, Booster, well, the word macho never enters the equation. Believe me, gentlemen, beneath that tough as nails exterior, she's all woman. And then some. Hell yeah, she may scare the piss out of me, but I gotta tell you, I've got some wild fantasy about. Never mind. I have fantasies, Mr. Card, about Mr. Freeze Rife. No. I wasn't talking about those kind of fantasies. It's just that I sometimes imagine that she's giving me a hand in hand-to-hand combat, and we're rolling around the ground at. And I'll shut up now. An excellent idea, sir. So when do we call her off? Not just yet. She's having so much fun, and I don't want to spoil her fun. Polyphemus cur! You think that there is strength in numbers? Bah! One warrior armed with a fierce will and fiery heart is more than enough to crush all your bones to dust. I love that woman. Me too.
She's a Zhang Fei character.
Destiny. No escaping that for me. With the apologies of Frederick Frankenstein. That's referencing Young Frankenstein. But yeah, basically, and then leads to this big old spiel dealing with this guy, and then the Dark Stars are going to get involved. And I'm just skimming through this because it's just basically this whole thing. It's not that it's a more of a smaller story, but it's giving these chance to have again Giffen DeMatteis.
It drives it.
It doesn't drag it. It's still great dialogue, but we don't need to go through every bit of dialogue that just is good for character stuff, but doesn't do anything for the plot.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying, right?
One of the reasons why I'm like, oh, this person, the dialogue.
But it's great dialogue.
It is.
And you can get. If I keep getting covered, we're gonna be here forever. If I get caught up reading all of this, the woman grabs the book, tosses
5 hours later.
But get that book. Oh, no, you worthless sack of dung. I shall bring the castle crashing down around your master, Darkside Drapiers. Is that? Not today.
Satan.
High Father's hemorrhoids. What? High Father's hemorrhoids. Yeah, they get the book. I know. But yeah, running around, take it all on. Sounds like Thanksgiving at my Aunt Esther's house. Why am I wasting my time talking to you? Because I'm witty and charming, and deep down you're actually attracted to me, but you can't admit it to yourself. Attracted to you? That she finds funny. Well, at least you. Whoa! What are you doing? The demons are heading for the castle. We must stop them before they bring the book to their master. Okay, that I understand. But explain the grab Beetle by the backside and whirl him around till he barfs part. I require a projectile to knock that creature out of the sky. A warrior makes do with materials at hand. Well, I think I've just made do right in my tights. Get the book. Get the book. So yeah, they basically goes after them. Oh, you basically made the good. Barta is smashing everything. So give us the book, otherwise you'll be sorry. Eventually, I battled my way through 1,000 demon warriors. The blood of my enemies soaks my skin, and now, wait, where is everybody? Well, the good news is we've overthrown the tyrannical dictator. And the bad news, in about 9 more minutes, something called a planet pounder is going to, well, pound the planet. What did you do? Why is it always my fault? It's not always your fault, Booster. It's usually Beetle's. But since A, he's down in the planet tending to the queen, and B, he wasn't the one who let the bad guy get away. Hey, bad guys get away sometime. That's a life and superhero game. Anyway, I'm sure we'll be able to find him. How hard can it be to track down a guy named Hieronymus? Considering the planet pounder is powering up, you're taking this very casually. I'm standing here next to a guy named Mr. Miracle who can disarm any death trap in creation. This is going to be a piece of cake, isn't it? The ancient race that created the pounder was one of the most technology advanced in the history of the universe. I know you, Scott. You can figure it out. Yes, I could, given time. But we've only got 6 minutes and 14 seconds. So I step away from the planet pounder, hands in the air. You're all under arrest by the authorities of the Dark Star. Before we go, let's continue. Let's journey to the Arizona time lab. Rip Hunters for a second. Look, Ronnie, I'm trying to activate the relativity dilator. It's an extremely delicate operation. I don't have time for. Your subliminal condenser is 5 degrees off. You hate it when I'm right, don't you?
How did you know that? What the frick?
He's actually a young genius.
Oh.
She is a savant.
That's amazing. I love that.
Yep. But yep, he got together with the queen and
Well, now you're the king. You're gonna have babies.
yeah, like you'll be
There's
a
no
splendid
protection.
king. What? He's trying to back out of here. And of course, yeah, well, about the great hero stuff. I may have exaggerated just a teensy weensy bit. Are you saying that you lied in order to gain access to my bed? No, it wasn't like that. Okay, maybe it was. You lied. What do you be? So yeah, they're arguing with them, trying to figure out how to stop the pounder. Thankfully, they were able to do it. Unfortunately, once they hear they're from Apocalypse, uh-oh!
Uh-oh.
They transport out of there, and but eventually, now I want to go home, take a long hot bath, and enjoy our quiet life in the suburbs. I'm sure Future Boy here can rescue Ted himself. Future? What do you mean? Oh, please, the sitting hair is a dead giveaway. My hair's not sitting. Why does everyone keep saying that? Are you from the future or not? I might be a few years down the line. In this near future you come from, is Ted Cord alive and well? What? You heard me. Is Ted Cord alive and well? Yeah, sure, of course he is. Well, then proves that he comes through this adventure with his skin intact, and that he doesn't need us playing cavalry and rescuing him. Yeah, well, maybe the reason he is alive in my future is because we played the cavalry and rescued him. Blue Beetle. But sir, the Blue Beetle in our era is dead. You keep out of this.
Don't
yeah,
reveal.
You're getting awfully melodramatic. Is there something you're not telling us? I can't explain everything to you. But as soon as they leave, hey, Barda, Scott, I didn't know you were coming down. Things are a little slow here today. Guy's sorting his comic book collection. John's at the store, stocking up on Oreos, and Dinah's. Was that really necessary? I'm sure that one day in the future, he'll look back on this moment and realize that it means the world to him. At least I know why she bashed me into the wall. So then he heads out there to try and how to go. Can't believe you got yourself captured. Max might have killed you. No, not being truly alive, sir. That was never a possibility. Pretty bad, huh? So how? So basically, this heads back out to events in the other book and how he's coming back. Uh-oh. And it turns out, look what he did. Look what she did to Ted.
That's
Turned
so
him into
adorable.
a chipmunk. And you slept with her? How was I supposed to know she was an immortal virgin who mates for life? Look, Your Majesty, I know Ted's a little on the immature side. Hey! And hey! And he sometimes acts like a horny, hormonal, imbalanced 15-year-old. Hey! But if you just change him back, I promise you that he won't. Even if I wanted to, I couldn't. The spell is permanent and irreversible. Permanent and, you idiot! You just couldn't keep it in your pants, could you? Hey! You would have done the same thing. No, I wouldn't have done the same thing. And we've actually realized that on an alien world and an alien culture, my actions have consequences. What have you got there, Your Highness? The book that Hieronymus used to subjugate my people. It's a dark and powerful and dark and terrible. It cannot remain on my world. Uh-oh, Dark Stars again!
Uh-oh.
But so yeah, they're being taken off, and basically, yeah, a whole bunch of this is just one big, huge, crazy adventure with all of them. So yeah, now they're being apprehended and being dealt with as Skeets is trying to figure out what to do to help. They're stuck in prison. Ted is still a chipmunk. And we're also dealing with the Legion, Legion. A different group. That's where Lobo was first introduced in.
Oh, I was gonna make an R-E-S-P-E-C-T joke, but okay.
But yeah, again, Estrogina's breaking out of this dump.
Estrogina.
Yeah, now who's going to come in with this prison tops bitch kitty?
You
Bitch
kidding me?
kitty.
She doesn't look like no cat.
Bitch kitty at that. Inmates for life. And what the beep? That's no way. What the beep? That's no way for a chipmunk to talk. Although, given the circumstances, I completely agree with you. Estrogina's busting out of this hellhole, and no one's going to stop me. Who is she? I don't know, and I don't want to know. Come on, little fella. Let's go and find some cover. Call me little fella again, God, and I'll chew your face off. You know, Ted, you've become awfully testy since you were transformed into a tiny woodland creature. Oh, what have we have here? Where are you running off to, handsome? You hear that? She called me handsome. She wasn't talking to you. She was talking to me, you idiot. You're so egotistical. Did it ever occur to you that you might actually have a chipmunk fetish? I've been locked up in solitary for months, and I could use a man like you. Hear that? She said a man. Hey, I'm a man. Yeah, but she doesn't know that. Uh-oh. And she eats Ted! Beetle! I'm going to eat, and if you don't shut your big mouth and do what I tell you, I'm going to eat you next. But yeah, so he's trying to get, I love Ski just going around on his own, getting everything back. Look at that.
Avengers with Ski.
Yep, but yeah, they fight him off, so he thinks like, Ted, and everything like, the cavalry has arrived. Skeet's old pal, buddy, old pal of mine. How'd you find me? It was nothing, sir, but feel free to heap praise upon my well-deserving metallic head after you slip on your uniform and we beat a hasty retreat. So, yeah, like, I'm not going into, in fact, I was coming over here to induce vomiting. What? Kiss her, quickly, sir. So basically, they're ready to do it and punches her. Oh, you want to play rough, eh? Actually, I shot a well-placed shot to the diaphragm would, help move things up the pipe. But I get see now what a mistake though. I love it, Russ. Ruff, how fortunate for you, sir. Uh-oh. And notice her outfit's almost gone.
Yeah, I just realized that she's a mix of gold and blue.
Yep. But then what does he do? Beetle! Jeez Louise, give a guy a little warning when you come barging in. You almost gave me a heart attack. Don't worry, you're not due for that for another few years. What are you talking about? Hey, wait a minute. You're not Booster. You're the other Booster, the one from the future with the thinning hair. My hair isn't thinning! Wait, what are you so upset about? You've got this spray-on hair in the cannon. Never mind that. I want you to answer a question for me. About what? That time you were a chipmunk and that mad woman ate you. Oh, please, I've been trying to repress that memory ever since it happened. I know it wasn't your finest hour, but just tell me one thing. How'd you get out? Tickled her with my tail. Be serious, will you? Okay. I sloshed around her gastric juices for a while, and believe me, that was no picnic. And then the spell wore off. It wore off. The queen said that the sorcerer's world said that there was no way to reverse it. I think that's exactly what she wanted us to think. In case you've forgotten, I really pissed her off. That you did. So what? Estrogina just upchucked you? Yeah, but you know what? You know that. You were there. So why all the questions? You writing some kind of memoir or something? Something like that. So you want to go out for a beer or something? Maybe take a movie? Where's your Booster? Oh, he got himself all mixed up. So he figured it out earlier. I just skipped that bit. Cheese all Amazonian and all that.
Yeah.
But Captain, is that pirate talk or is she even paying? Look sharp, Skeets. Beetle's on his way up, out, and out. And once he's back, we're gone. Blah! It's a boy! Okay, that's hilarious!
Oh, I love that.
What did you do to me? But, oh boy, you implanted a human time bomb inside me. It was an accident. It could have happened to anyone. Well, actually, it could have only happened to me and Puke Face over there. Hey! So, can I say goodbye to my good friend? But, thanks to the time traveler, you bastard! And after all I've done for you, hear me, Booster Gold. I'll chase you around the moons of Nibba and round the Antares Maelstrom and round perdition's flame before I give you up. No matter how long it takes, I swear you'll never escape the wrath of Estrogena. But yeah, once they get out of there, he heads back. Meanwhile, we get another adventure. As he arrives, meets all like, where the hell have you been? Nice to see you too, sis. Can't believe you've been joyriding to the time stream with your dead friend while we're in a crisis here. I'd hardly call it joyride. I was an incel prisoner with an overly sexed mad woman who wanted to make me her boy toy, and I don't want to hear it. What are you so upset about? It's the little girl, sir. Ronnie, what happened? She's gone. It looks like she took a time sphere with her. I don't get it. Why would Ronnie do that? Because maybe because you didn't make her feel welcome. What are you talking about? I saved the kid's life. If I brought her from a future where she would have been an orphan, and then proceeded to ignore her. I didn't ignore her. I was busy trying to stop Maxwell Lord and you're so good at making excuses. It's never your fault, is it? According to you, it's always my fault. Ever since we were kids, could you two put a lid on the dysfunctional psychodrama for a minute? I think I've got a lock on the kid. You trace the sphere's Chronos residue? Yep, and you're not going to like what I found. Where is she, Rip? Italy, September 1943. Then that would put her in the middle of World War II. But that doesn't make any sense. Ronnie's from the future. Why would she? Do you really think there's a time for questions? Go get her. So, Booster Gold, screw up. How could you even say such a thing? Do you think you could ooze it could ooze just a hair more sarcasm there, sis? So basically, we see Captain and General Glory, a Captain America XP that was actually an influence on Guy Gardner.
Oh.
Yeah, and his sidekick, Ernie.
Fucking Ernie.
Well, hi there. It's him. And here I thought I was the only one of Uncle Sam's secret weapons out here fighting the good fight. Night's done, son. Stars on your chest make you and Ernie look like twins. Hey, if you want him to be a partner, it's okay with me. In other words, Ernie doesn't like this. I mean, look at him. Ah!
I mean, yeah. Oh my gosh, why is he here?
But yeah, basically just a nice adventure with him, with just showing off General Glory back in his heyday. And okay, Ernie boy, go get him, Mama! What the hell do you think you're doing? Can't you see how terrified that poor kid is? Best way to learn how to swim is to get thrown in the deep end of the pool. Not when the deep end of the pool is filled with a crowd of Nazi killers. A bit of a worry wart, aren't you, Sod? Gee, this guy's nuts!
That reminds me of that one meme that happened. I don't even know what movie it was, but it's an old movie. A kid was like, I don't know how to swim. And that adult man just threw him into the water. And then his mom just started running. We're like, what the heck? He can't swim. And he's like, well, go get your kid. And she's like, I can't swim either. And then he just stares at her. And she looks at him. And then she runs away.
Yep.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Hey, Mikey, I knew you'd come and get me. Ronnie, are you all right? Are you all right? I want to get out of here. I want to go home. And I'll get you home, kiddo. After you tell me what you're doing here. I mean, what were you thinking? Do you know how worried we've all been? You could have been killed. I'm sorry. I didn't think that. You didn't think at all. Please don't yell at the girl. Oh, geez, you want to know why? She basically went to see Max's mom.
Why?
I don't have a son, although it's funny. My fiance, my name is Max, Maxwell Lord III. So in other words, but wait, that doesn't make sense though, because we saw Max's grandfather in World War I.
Wow, his kids grow fast.
But it turns out that's why. He was trying to help. But he realized the time sphere, he has to go back and get it. How about the two of us get some ice cream? What about Mikey? We'll save him some for later. So he has to go back there, get the time sphere, and they stop the Nazis, head on back. And, well, you did demolish my time sphere, right? And I figure it'll take you at least another week to 10 days to build me a new one. So the sooner you get started, the better. I'm a bad boy. Like, he's just, everything just getting worse and worse.
Oh, poor guy.
Uh, so everything's getting magnetized. What the hell? What the hell indeed, sir. Ronnie, what did you do? And what did you do? Thanks so much for assuming it's my fault, sis. Isn't it always? Mostly, but this time it's not. Okay, I was it. Keith Giffen and Giffen DeMatteis seem to make Michelle a bit more of a bitch. She wasn't this argumentative with under Dan Jurgens.
Nah, I think that's just writers looking for conflict.
True. Help! Ronnie? Scans indicate the child is safe and unharmed. Well, that's a relief. What in the world is? Oh, I know exactly what's going on. Care to explain it? Give me a minute, and you'll see. How you doing in there, Ronnie? Michelle? Uh-huh. Get me out of here. Not till you answer one question. I didn't do it. Do what? I didn't take your Gold Star costume. Oops. I have half a mind not to let you out of there, young lady. Please, Michelle, it's dark in here. I don't like the dark. Dare I ask? I wouldn't if I were you, Mr. Hunter. Just reverse the polarity on the suit. Do you know how to do that? Reverse the polarity. Michelle, no! What the hell did you tell her that for? If Booster hadn't used his force field, we'd be shredded wheat. Whose fault is it now, sis? But reversing the polarity shouldn't have done that. Yeah, if you were wearing the suit, because you know how to fine-tune the controls. You're all going to yell at me, aren't you?
Yes.
I'd rather leave the punishment to Michelle. She seems to know how to handle kids. Me, I get mad and start shouting and then spend the rest of the time consumed with guilt. For the record, I didn't run for the hills. I decided to go on patrol. Patrol? Yeah, that's what superheroes do, in case you didn't know. So you go in and stop the one guy, this one thug, on the booster. The what? The booster. That's what I'm calling myself. You know, because I boost things in. Sorry, buddy. That name's already taken. Anyway, you'll be hard pressed to use it behind bars.
Oh.
Yeah, so basically, stops the guy and, geez, look at you. You can't be more than 15. That's how much you know. I'll be 17 in July. Now give me that back. No way, Junior. Your days as a mask Avenger are over. Look, I'll return to Julie. Maybe that wasn't the smartest way to start my career, to say the least, but there's no way I'm giving up my dream. I mean, who the hell are you to tell me what I can and can't do? You think you jerks with the capes and Hispanics have got a corner on the market? You think just because my family got no money, I'm not good enough to join your elite club and elite club? Is that what you think? You think our lives are some comic book where guys in costume pound the snot out of each other and nobody gets hurt? Nobody dies? Well, let me tell you something, you young jackass. That's not the way it is. Oh, yeah? I remember Superman dying. They made a pretty big deal about it. But but the last I looked, seemed pretty healthy to me, and he wasn't the only one. You're right. Some of them come back because they're either incredibly powerful and incredibly lucky. But you didn't come back, did you? Me, what are you? Idiotic as it sounds. I keep thinking you would one day. There'd be a knock at my door and you'd be standing there. He's basically thinking about Ted.
Oh, that's pretty weird. And
It,
not only
it
that,
just,
but this kid does not look 15 or 17 or whatever the frick. I thought he was an old man.
but yeah, he was just latching out because he just feels like he's right here that Ted is still dead. Basically making clear Skeets was right. Going back in the past didn't help. What do you think happens when we die, Skeets? I'm not programmed for metaphysics, sir. But what do you think? I don't believe it is a matter of thinking. It's a matter of faith. But again, sir, I'm not really programmed for that. Me neither. Never had much faith in God, or in myself for that matter. Thing is, I had faith in him. Geez, will you look? Okay, now this is also ignoring what happened in the Blackest Night stuff.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Unless it is just his marker. That's different.
Not sure. I'm not good at this
I
stuff.
mean, it's a great, now, this is still a great moment still. Jeez, will you look at his grave? What a mess. You think somebody'd come and clean it up a little? I mean, he deserves that much, doesn't he? After all he sacrificed, after everything he... Perhaps we better go. Uh, meanwhile, we find out that, meanwhile, somewhere else, they found out General Glory is dead. A shame. I was looking forward to killing him. And the other one, Michael John Carter, remains quite alive. Ashford, set the plan in motion. And for this file, burn it. Thought you were searching for clues about Maxwell Lord. Guess I was searching for clues, but not about Max. Want to talk about it? Maybe someday, but not today. If you need me, I'll be in Ronnie's room as she went to go hang out with her and actually make up for ignoring her. And then turns out he actually then put up something around Ted Cord's his his grade marker so that will always
Mhm.
last there no matter what.
Hmm.
Ruby, knock it off. So now we're dealing with that German scientist. He's still alive, actually. But yeah, the life
Nice.
and times of Michael and John Carter. We just get a bit of a summary about Booster's history. We've already gone through so much of this already. And then we get a nice adventure of him dealing with I believe this is the villain that's going to be inside of in the Blue Beetle movie. Oh, never mind. No, it's not.
Ah!
No, wait. No, it's not. His name's Hit Point. Never mind.
You
He
lied to
looked like it.
me.
I thought it was. It looked like his armor. But yeah, he's fighting him and everything, and basically wins. Webby gives him a coffee and everything. Heads on out, and he's just thinking back on his history. Somebody did what? You heard me. They hacked into the system. What are they looking for? You, me, digital files, time tapes, everything. Like, are you kidding me? So basically, in other words, we get a nice summary still about all the stuff he's done. Wait a second. Something just occurred to me. Why are you keeping detailed records of my life in the first place? What the hell gives you the right to? It's what I do, Booster. You know that. Yeah, and I also know that you've left me vulnerable. Open an attack, and what are you getting so agitated about? The minute you put on that suit and started calling yourself a superhero, you knew your life would be like it from day one. So, but basically, in other words, now remember this. What did Booster do at the very start of his career? He
Booster?
stole stuff.
That's true.
So basically, now, in other words, like the world may not. You've become what you once only pretended to be, a genuine hero. You really think that, Rip? I know it. Too bad most of the world doesn't. The world may not, Michael, but I do, which makes what I have to do that much harder. What do you mean? It means for all the good you've done, you still stole all those artifacts from the Space Museum. Yeah, so you're under arrest and your trial begins immediately in the 25th century. What the hell? Don't worry, turns out there's actually a good reason why he's doing this.
Okay,
Tell me you're joking. Tell me you're joking. Okay, Michelle, I'm joking. Really? No. You mean you're actually dragging my brother off to the 25th century to stand trial? Hey, when he started his career as Booster Gold, he stole valuable artifacts from the Metropolis Space Museum. Don't you think it's about time he paid? And don't you think about time he paid for his debt to society? How you feeling, sir? Not bad for a guy who's been blasted with a zap gun for no apparent reason. I had a zap to you, Booster, to make sure you didn't run. Really? And where was I going to go? Oh, I don't know. Anywhere in the entire history of the universe? He's got a point there. So basically, they're going to be sending him over there. Meanwhile, phase one's complete, Doctor. The generators have been taken out. And the hubris of this hunter hiding in plain sight, thinking no one could have the courage to attack him. Well, Dr. Nitschkit has courage, and more, I have weaponry to decimate the complex. So in other words, they're attacking his location.
Oh man.
Like, right, courtesy of the space. Like, I don't need a weapon. I am a weapon. Right, courtesy of the Space Museum. Walked right into that one. Let me tell you something. I'm not what you do now. Why does everyone keep getting around here always blame me? Shall I list the reason? Save it for later, as Rip Genius here finally realized we're under attack. Oh, geez, now she's seeing about it's like Daxum, but he gives her some encouraging words. I'm not hiding some sub basement like a damsel in distress. I can help you to under protest. So yeah, they're dealing with all the fight. Like, it's getting closer. Sweetheart, listen to me. There's nothing to be afraid of. So now she's having PTSD.
Oh.
Again, they're dealing with the Nazi they dealt with back in with the General Glory issue. This is your fault, my fault. If I hadn't cracked the field for you, that blast wouldn't have touched us. Hey, considering all the time I've forgiven you for screwing up, I think you let me have one. Besides, we're all in one piece, aren't we? Speak for yourself. He's just a machine, Booster. Machines can be fixed. Just a machine. He's my friend. And hey, look, Michelle, she still puts the suit on.
Yay! Michelle!
Yep. And macho posturing, you're also good at it. How's Ronnie doing? She's a mess. Stuck in some kind of trauma loop. Best I can tell, she thinks she's back on Daxum. Damn, we've got to end this now. Leave the goose steppers to me. You go kick Franz Liebkin's ass. My pleasure. So basically, like, I'm preparing for this fateful day. Then you have really wasted your time. You're not my arch nemesis, Nishkit. Hell, when I finally get around to writing my autobiography, you won't even merit a footnote. You okay, Mike? No, and I won't be okay till I check on Ronnie. And how'd it go with Nishkit's goons? You mean those guys lying in an unconscious heap over there? Thanks for the assist, Michelle. I could have done it without you, but I'm glad I didn't have to. You're welcome. I think you aren't going anywhere. Oh, please, don't you ever. Like, that hurt, you moron. I will do far more than hurt, as time will surely tell. But for now, my hated foe, the great Dr. Nitschke, bears you a fond farewell. So, but yeah, Ronnie's definitely calmed down. Skeets is fixed up. And now Booster feels like he's actually going to go up there and,
Beat her up.
No. But they feel like, the judge will unload some boring lecture, maybe a fine, and send me on my way. But I don't want you to go. No worries, sweetie. I'll be back before you know it. After all, I've got my family here waiting for me. You sure it's going to be okay? Absolutely. You want to run that by me again? Michael John Carter, a.k.a. Booster Gold. You've been tried and convicted by this court and are hereby sentenced to 5 years in a maximum security prison. Wait, you said they were going to take all the good I've done into account. You said they did take into account. If they hadn't, you would have gotten 20 years. Mr. Carter, would you like to make a final statement before you are remanded to the guards? Damn right I do. I've risked my life again and again and again to protect people like you. I've saved the whole freaking multiverse over and over and over. And this is the thanks I get? Well, let me tell you something, you smug, sanctimonious, self-righteous jackass. I accept the judgment of the court. Wow.
Wow.
What do you know? Our little boy really has grown up. Yeah, sucks, doesn't it? Take care of yourself, Michael. You too, Rip. Tell Michelle and Ronnie that they know. Ready, Carter? Ready as I'll ever be. So basically now you see him in this hollow room. He only gets 5 minutes, 8 minutes of daily hollow time.
Just 8 minutes.
Yep. It's a way to keep their mind clear and not go insane. And now he's given a new cellmate, the perforated man.
Perforated
Don't look so
man.
worried, Carter. O'Brien here just making a little joke. Funny, isn't it? Blah, ha, ha. We're nearly done. Who is the perforated man? But basically for them, we see him eventually. For him, he's sent back not long after he left. Hey, you're back. Obviously. How'd it go? You tell me. I don't understand, Mikey. Poppy said you'd be in jail for 5 years. And they did. But the beauty of time travel is I could do 5 years of hard time in the 25th century and still be back in the 21st 10 minutes after I left. Truth is, I would have been back 10 seconds after I left, but I figured I'd build up the suspense a little. You know me. I love a grand entrance. I'm just happy you're home. You and me both, kiddo. So basically they're going to ask, like, she's gone. You could drop the cheery facade now. You always could see through me, Michelle. Was it that bad? Let's just say those 5 years felt like 5 million. What happened? Just ask Rip. He knows. Me. Cut the crap, okay? There was a reason why. After all these years, you were suddenly so determined to see me pay for my crimes. You wanted me in that prison at the exact time so I could meet him, didn't you? Meet him? Meet who? The perforated man. What kind of hell name is that? Well, it's not the name on his birth certificate, but what he called himself for good reason. And that reason is, you want to explain it, Hunter? It's your story, Booster. You should tell it your way. Fine. So basically explains it outside, you! It had to be you! Sorry, do we know each other? Still a barrel of laughs, aren't you? Well, take my word for it, the laughs won't be lasting much longer. Booster Gold, what am I doing here with you? Where are we? How long have we been here? He says, starts snapping around. That's when I began to suspect. Then my roomie was mad as I had her. No, wait. I remember now. The prison. It's the day that they should have left me in solitary. At least there alone in the dark I could surrender to it all. Just let it take me. No more, please! No more. Ah, that was good. Peace, quiet. It felt like it could have gone on forever and ever and ever. Make it stop! Why won't someone make it? Basically, they're arguing. They start jumping through time. Basically, this purple man, it's Booster!
Oh,
He's been going through time so much that he's gotten a disease. A disease that's going to go at him. Basically, he's saying how I saw it, Michelle. First, the hand was there, then it wasn't, and then it was back, all in a matter of seconds. After that, his mood started shifting again. Angry to frightened to totally disoriented. 1 second, he didn't recognize me. The next, he was trying to see if he knew every intimate detail of my life. So basically, yeah, they're arguing, fighting through it all, and until he eventually does figure out that it's him. It's called chronoleprosy. Every nanosecond, I'm torn away to a different era. For a moment, for a century, doesn't really matter. I don't seem to age anymore. I just drift unstuck through the chronoverse as my body's being eaten by time itself. Do you see this? Do you see biological vortexes, wormholes of the flesh?
ew.
Want to hear something funny, Booster? In the time it's taking me to explain this to you, I've been gone and back 1,000 times for 10,000 years. Pieces of my body sometimes get left behind, then slowly reassemble again. Pieces of my consciousness too, but the fragments don't always return to proper order. Sometimes they don't return at all. It's poetic in a sickening way. My heart, my soul, scattered across creation. Just imagine what that does to a man. Forming a single coherent thought is absolute agony. Look, basically, oh really? And who may I ask is going to help you? What's happening to me? That's when he realized then. It's from what Nishkin had ejected him with.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's why he chose to do this now. Your cells, your organs, your tissues, your atomic structure, all of it was already unstable, compromised by a year of time travel. It would have happened to you anyway eventually. Nishkin's toxin accelerated the process. But eventually, once he realized it and they calm down, they have this quiet moment, and he's saying for a moment, it's all the end. It's not. Here's the final issue. As Giffen does something that Jurgen kept teasing. Have Booster actually meet up with Brainiac 5, who's the owner of this Legion Fright Ring he uses. So he's back in the 30th century, not long after the events of the Great Darkness saga, as we see him meeting up with the Legion and Monel.
Monel.
So they're all kicking kind of butt. I've got this. I've got this. Whoops. Whoops. Are you out of your mind? Possibly, but I don't see what bearing that has on the situation here. Uh-oh. Take him down. I can explain, I think. I hope. So basically meets up with Brainy, and but we're not anybody. No, ha. We're the Legion. Let's go. And now, Giff has had history with the Legion, so him writing them here makes sense.
Okay.
So yeah, so they took them down, and Hal Blast ended up crushing the entire west wing of our headquarters. So eventually they're going. He's looking over everything. A Legion flight ring. Whose is it? The bio signature has been wiped. But wait, it gets better. He's also got these. One of our belts. Wait a minute. This is mine. Thought that would pique your interest. It's been modified badly at that. I want to talk to this mystery man right now. Funny you should say that, because he wants to talk to you too. In fact, you're the only one he's talked to, and he'll talk to. Brainiac and nobody else, he says. What do you think that is? How should I know? Well, for one thing, you're a genius. Well, there is that, but I've never even met this man. But you, and how do you know? You haven't even seen him. Why don't you treat me as if I'm an object of suspicion? Just want to see how it feels to be on the receiving end for a change. It feels annoying. Now open the door. So basically, it goes in there and meets up with them. Everything. Well, you kind of remind me of another uptight green-skinned alien I know, and never mind. It would take too long to explain. But explanations are what I require. You've got exactly 8 minutes and 27 seconds to provide them. Any reason you picked that particular amount of time? Yes, you see, at 8 minutes and 28 seconds, my patience will completely wear out, and I'll be resorting to more evasive interrogation techniques. Believe me, you won't enjoy them. Want to hear something funny? No. One of these days, the two of us are going to be good friends. And how do you know that? I'm a time traveler. I know all kinds of fascinating things. Let's start with your name, Michael John Carter, aka Booster Gold. Never heard of you. That's my MO. I'm the greatest hero you've never heard of. What does that mean exactly? Tell you the truth? I'm not sure. Okay, let's start at the beginning. And don't forget to include the part where you end up with my belt and Legion flight ring. And if you think, what's wrong? All the color just drained out of your face and you're trembling. You've got this bizarro sickness that seems to come and go. Well, tell me your story. And then let's see what I can do to help. So they meet up with him and brings them to the time incident. They're trying to help him as they're also looking through it. Our files do contain mention of a 21st century superhero named Booster Gold, but he was a minor player at best. And at a certain point, all of his records just stop. That said, the abilities attributed to him do match the powers of the artifacts. In some way, I'm most curious about his tales of this so-called perforated man. Tales indeed. The idea that he spent uncountable years careening across time with a future doppelganger of himself, ultimately emerging at the end of the universe. It sounds like a delusion created by an unbalanced mind. So, but basically he says like, he's up there like, what the hell do you think? He seems agitated. Let me out of this contraption, I'll show you agitated. And rather aggressive. Turns out though, they've cured him of his disease, of the leprosy. And it's basically going to allow him to last a little, age a bit slower. But of course, he even says, on the one hand, the very fact you encounter the perforated man means you will eventually metamorphosize into him. On the other, injecting you with the antidote should mean that it'll never come into being. So am I cured or not? That's an element of paradox here. The future is uncertain. So basically, he meets up with them, talks to them, and agrees he'll let him keep all of his tech because, well, it's still going to do him some good. So eventually, an unusual man. You don't know the half of it, but you do, don't you? You've manipulated his entire event by sending him off to prison, countering his future self, dispatching him there to be cured. I had to be sure to perforate an. So Rip does know!
Ooh.
He never came to be, but we're not sure. Sure enough, and that's all I can ask, given what's coming. He's about to be tested, pushed to its limits and beyond. But you can't tell me about it, can you? Those nasty time paradoxes again. Thank you for your help and for letting him go. You carry an inordinate amount of clout, Mr. Hunter. I could hardly refuse. About this test, is Gold going to survive it? Time will tell. But we see them meet up, talk, and then turns out Ronnie still is considered missing.
What?
But yeah, he meets up with all of them. They're talking a bit more, and you make me sound like I'm some mad manipulative genius. I don't know about the genius part, but look, Hunter, I want the truth, and I want it now, or I swear I don't see what you're so upset about. You don't see? Everything worked out for the best, didn't it? Please, for the past few months, my life has felt like one of those god-awful stories they write about me. You still license yourself to that comic book company? Yeah, and I gotta tell you, since they switched writers, the book's gone right into the toilet. Self-deprecating humor. Never mind that. I'm going to come clean. I want you to come clean with me. I want the truth. The truth is, I have your best interest at heart. The truth is, I respect you, Booster. I believe in you, and I always will. Well, now I'm more confused than ever. And that's it. That is it. How was that run?
That was. Hold on, I'm stretching.
No worries.
Okay, I'm back.
All right, so how was that run?
Definitely more fun, in my opinion, than the Super Buddies.
Definitely more fun than Super Buddies. Not as good as Jurgen's, but it's still matched up in a similar quality, just for different reasons.
Yes.
I think Giffen DeMatteis did better at the character stuff than even Jurgen's did. Okay, right. Okay, they equaled him.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I'll tell you this though. Jurgen is just going to then when he makes a reference to Ronnie at one point in its issues, and he basically has Booster dismiss her as like, oh, she's a little girl, and then Rip goes like, yeah, Rip. I said probably Ronnie wrote them. Ronnie's like a little kid. She can't even spell these words. And it's like, I think Jurgens didn't understand what they were doing with Ronnie.
Oh.
But again, for all of this, This was fun. Great character stuff. A nice throwback to that whole era with with a Booster in the old days because it's their writing. But it reminds you how great writing these guys are. I mean, look at my stuff I've shown you with them. The Super Buddies, Heroes and Hero Squared. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
These guys are
I didn't read it,
strong.
but I know about it.
We went over it on one of our earlier Pro Teachers Noobs.
Oh, is that what that was?
The one with the hero, where he's a superhero in one universe and a normal schlub in the other universe.
Oh, yeah. Why
Yeah,
am I
that
thinking
one.
about something else?
No, that one. These guys are great at doing dialogue. They always have been. But what would you say
Yes.
was your favorite part? I mean, for me, it was the Ted stuff, obviously.
For me, it was the Ronnie stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Now, Ronnie
I really
is so
liked
sweet.
her.
But I guess, and Michelle got on my nerves a few times.
Yeah, I felt like, is she gonna be like,
Now,
like
eventually,
she used to be very optimistic.
yeah,
You
here
know,
it feels like they didn't. It feels like there's elements of her. It felt like that moment where the two were arguing after meeting Da Vinci, but that was their whole interactions.
yeah. I feel like now they're just trying to create conflict with Booster and Michelle, and I'm like,
Unfortunately, this is the
okay.
last. We see Michelle a little bit in the future, but this is the last major stuff we see with her going forward. Unfortunately,
No.
hey, at least she got to be Gold Star at the end and help out.
Yeah, but this is
Again, we will see her a few other times. This is just her last major role.
we must protect Michelle.
I could say my favorite bit though had to be that last issue. Actually, just seeing that playing up so much of Booster's history and then having it actually be resolved after all these years.
Yeah, that was definitely a very strong last story.
It was. I mean, the booth. It basically sounded like we had a great nostalgic romp, and then they actually did something dramatic with Booster's character.
Yeah, I was grossed out.
With
I was like, ew.
the perforated man.
Yes. I
Now,
hated looking at him so much. I wanted to look away from the screen. I
now,
was
what
like,
did you think
oh.
of? What did you think about Batista's artwork?
He did a majority of this, right?
Yes, he's the one who did the majority of it. You have Pat Olaf to the other one. That was the one where do you remember the 1952 issue? He's the guy who did the artwork on that one. So he's the one with the more lankier bodies and everything.
Uh,
He also did the artwork for the Chronos two-parter. That was the other artist, Pat Olaf.
okay.
I just want to make sure so you don't mix them up with Batista. Batista's the one who made it look more traditional superhero.
Mm-hmm. It
I
took me
like
a
it.
while to get used to the artwork. But yeah, the artwork is fine.
Yeah. And you liked how Giffen drew Michelle, of course.
Yeah, I what?
That one issue, you were like, wait, what? I thought she was brunette.
Yeah.
That was Keith Giffen himself doing the artwork
Okay.
for that one. But yeah, like I said, though, I did like it showed you that they actually do put a lot of thought into the time travel stuff, but they just went by their own rules, and that did annoy me.
Yeah, I can see how that can be annoying.
I mean, at least Dixon, as calm blue as he made it be, still worked within the rules.
Yeah.
This felt like they just
Unfortunately, that book suffered.
that two-part issues, yeah. But here though, it just felt like they just did their own rules, and like I said, technically they didn't negate what happened in Blackest Night because the grave marker was still there. But why would he go to the grave marker when he knows he already buried Ted in the on the end of time?
Right?
Yeah.
I was like, what are we doing, bros?
But those are nitpicks. Overall, this was a great fun romp, wouldn't you say?
Oh yeah, I definitely loved it. I enjoyed it so much.
Again, not as good as Jurgen stuff, but a good follow-up still.
Yeah.
Now, after this, we've got the Time Masters miniseries that focuses more on Rip, plus the Flashpoint arc that wraps up this entire run.
Yeah, so next was Flashpoint, and I'm like, really? Flashpoint? We're there already?
Yes, we're at Flashpoint already, but we have the Time Masters miniseries first. So we got 2 more arcs, then we'll do the Blue and Gold miniseries to wrap things up.
Nice.
So yeah, maybe after that, maybe we can go on and do Blue Beetle.
Ooh.
I mean, how much of Jaime have you read?
I'm still where I am, which is like in the middle.
In the middle. So you wouldn't mind if I let you go over the first arc?
Yeah, sure.
All right then. So yeah, we'll see you all on the next one. Take care.
Bye.